here. So I'm going to start by trying to factor. I recognize this is not factorable. So I'm going to jump right to the quadratic formula in order to be identifying the hashtag. -2 plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. -2 plus or minus 4 minus 40 over 2. That gives me a negative number. That tells me that I will not be able to identify any hashtags that are real numbers because we can't take the square root of a negative. So how does that help me when identifying the solution set? So if there is no hashtags, my solution set will be everything highlighted or nothing highlighted. So all real solutions or no real solutions. I choose any number here. I always think 0 is the easiest to choose. 0 squared is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, so I have 0, 0 plus 10 is 10. And then I decide, is this a true statement? Is 10 greater than or equal to 0? It sure is. It's greater than 0. 0 works. That means everything will work. So it's all real numbers. Let's look at number 17. Number 17 here, I'm going to start by seeing if I can factor this. So -1 times -4 is +4. So what multiplies to give us a +4 and combines to give us a +4? That's going to be a 2 and a 2. So I have this going on like this. And remember, I'm setting equal to 0 in order to identify what the hashtags are. And I have a +2x and a +2x. Okay, factoring by grouping. I can factor out here a -1x, and I'm left with x minus 2. Let's make sure this is right. That's correct, and that's correct. X minus 2, and this would be a +2. Let's make sure this is correct, and this is correct. So I have in the front and the back an x minus 2. Then I have a -1x plus 2. So I'm going to set each one of these equal to 0, and I'm going to solve. So this first one, x minus 2 equals 0. I get x equals 2, so that's one solution. I take this one, subtract 2, divide by -1, and again I get 2. So I get the same answer twice. Okay, so now I have a double. So here's 2. And by the way, we'll come back up here, we can see I didn't have a closed dot. Okay? So I will either shade both, because doubles work, that they'll be exactly the same to the left and right. So they both will be shaded, or neither will be shaded. So I choose one number. I always think 0 is the easiest to choose. So there's no such thing as -0. So this is 0 plus 0 minus 4. So is -4 greater than or equal to 0? It's not. So this is no for shading, and this is no for shading. So the only solution to this inequality occurs at 2. Let's go on here and see if we can factor and solve. What multiplies to give you 6 and combines to give you 3? You can't do it. So we're going to go ahead then, and we'll go back here, and we'll use the quadratic formula. -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, x equals -3 plus or minus, and I have 9 minus 24. And the same thing happens that happened in example or problem number 16. I have a negative under the square root. You can't take the square root of a negative and get a real answer. That means this will create no hashtags. So I choose one number like 0. And it will represent everything here. So it will be all shaded or no shaded. Let's plug in 0. 0 squared is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 0, 0 plus 6 is 6. Is 6 less than or equal to 0? 6 is not less than 0, so none of this can be shaded. This means no real solutions.